Hi, I'm Phnam.
Hi, I'm Mardis.
We're the hosts of Future, where two designers talk about the future of everything.
We're in the business of turning science fiction into reality for a better future.
And today, we're going to talk about sustainability and specifically non-toxicity. A lot of us are very aware that we live in a world that is very toxic.
We're born wearing diapers, which are really tragically toxic things that are multi-layered and they absorb all kinds of, waste. And then we live our entire life kind of exploring and doing these things with toxins, and then we're buried with a bunch of formaldehyde in us. Literally from cradle to grave, we are living this toxic dream. And I would love to explore the idea of a non-toxic life.
What is really going to change the world is, one, consuming less, and two, is drastically reducing the toxicity of the products that we put out in the world. And a lot of it is invisible. A lot of it doesn't have any taste. A lot of it doesn't have any smells. One
of the most toxic materials is called PVC, polyvinyl chloride. And we've heard about this material forever. It's everything from fake leather bags to tennis shoes to fancy party clothing that they used to wear in the 70s and somehow still kind of wear. PVC piping is used in plumbing, it's used in hydroponics, so the food they're grown for grocery stores that you end up eating, and I end up eating. If you go onto plastic manufacturers' websites, they'll tell you that PVC is still very good for you. And that's just not true. Typically, PVC doesn't really create a lot of really bad toxins during its use. It's usually before, in the production of the PVC, it off-gasses all these sort of dioxins and things like that, more endocrine and hormone disruptors. And at the very end, when they're recycling it or trying to change forms, they heat it up and it off-gasses all these different toxins. And none of this is good. If there's an opportunity to change that and do it in a safe way, move away from PVC, we highly, highly recommend this. This is something that we do when we're designing all the time. We always try to move away from very toxic materials into more materials that are considerate to the planet and to the people that occupy the planet.
So there's one market in the US, at least, that is very, very sensitive to non-toxicity, is newborn markets. So mothers, fathers want things in the house, things that you put in the baby's mouth to be non-toxic, which is why they change all their cleaning products. They make sure that the baby bottles are BPA free, and they're willing to pay more money because the development of new materials and non-toxic materials takes more time and effort and R&D to develop. Now, how do we grow that market from baby products all the way to everyday life products, to food packaging? If you think of food packaging or packaging in general, it's typically something you don't even look at. You receive your Amazon box, you open it up quickly, you open the packaging, you throw it in the trash, and you start using your product. You don't have a relationship with that packaging or the information that's on it. And that's very much due to the fact that we live in a DTC, direct-to-consumer kind of economy.
We love when our Apple computer comes in that really expensive, beautiful box with what we call laminates, and they're layered amounts of clear coating, and it really looks just beautiful. And this is great, but as Phnam said, we toss it out almost instantly. There's nothing in the world that is sparkly and shiny and that is natural. Everything that's sparkly and shiny and painted and coated is man-made, is made by humans.
Except for gemstones.
Except for gemstones, I would say water too. Yeah. But those are rare occurrences, right? So we need to change the perception and look at, uncoated materials as beautiful because they are uncoated.
So now let's take advantage of the way the economy is going by reducing completely useless packaging and completely useless toxicity, and really change our daily habits.
As you become a little more less toxic and a little more organic in most materials, typically they don't look as shiny and sparkly and have that crystal clear appearance. For instance, seaweed plastic. Seaweed plastic is cool. It's the latest and greatest, so to speak, in terms of plastic and sustainability. You can put it back into the ocean, and through natural processes, it can break down with salt water and UV. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend putting that into a compost bin, but the trade-off is it doesn't look as clean and crystal clear as a PET or other harmful plastics.
So really start integrating all these plastic products that come from nature that are less toxic or non-toxic into the way we consume every day is going to bring more color, more interest, more attention to why we consume and how we consume and how we influence others.
So look for products that have 1% for the planet, that share a product with a lesser served or underserved community. Look for products and brands that are giving back in one way or another.
Planting a tree.
Yeah, planting a tree. That's a huge one, right? Right now there's a whole trend going on where people are actually being buried in forests. And this is so much better for the environment because no longer are people being put into tin boxes or laminated boxes. They're actually put back into nature, kind of how the planet's always worked. And there's something really, really pretty amazing about that.
So the takeaway of this video is that we've had many bad habits when it comes to sustainability and toxicity of the materials we're using, but also we have a lot of innovation in material science, in the demand for non-toxicity coming from parents or whoever is really thinks about those things. So we have one foot in the wrong place and one foot in the right place. Now is the time to step that second foot in the right place and really influence industries to stop thinking about the cheapest, most toxic way of doing things because it's faster or because that's the way it's been done for the last 50 years.
So, if you're interested in making change in your life, if you're interested in removing those toxins, tell us about it in the comments. Tell us how you might do this and join this journey and how we can make the world a better place and our lives a better place in general. Until then,
see you next time.